Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Julius Caesar, your ruler, and all I can say is today officially announced that from here on out, New Year's will no longer take place in March, will take place in the shivering cold of January 1st. Yes, and don't applaud me because I'm awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Happy New Year's. Welcome back to another episode of Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, I'll be part of Fun Fact for you. Today's number 21. Woo! Get in there. Do you know, actually, that's it. So, originally, back in the Georgian calendars, one of the old calendars, what the heck it actually was March, where New Year's actually celebrated in time for the springtime, for it to be arising and everything. But Julius decided to go ahead and move to January. I don't think he predicted how much that would be cold and everything, but at the same time, March is always cold as well. Well, today's day and age, yes. All that being said, I hope you guys had a wonderful and safe New Year celebration. With that being said, I'll see you next week for a whole new episode of Fun Fact Friday. After this, I think there's gonna be like one last few ones we're gonna do thematic, probably until like Valentine's Day or something like that. And with that being said, we're gonna go random facts back every single week. Till then, see you guys next time. Peace. Damas y caballeros, yo soy el luchador que es un bandido. Esta noche voy a enfrentar hoy a defender mi campeonato de Ring of Honor. Pero hoy es un viernes. Damas y caballeros, roll the intro. Not an intro, but more of the saying. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, we provide fun fact for you. Today's goes phone. Do you know, fortunately, Bandito wants Kazuchika Okada one, but do you know that Kazuchika Okada was the youngest IWGP, New Japan Pro Wrestling, world champion at just the age of 25? Yes, 25. What's that? It wasn't 25, but he was the youngest. But he wasn't 25. He was 24. I just gave him the wrong fun fact. I just gave you guys the wrong fun fact. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Bitch. Boy, oh boy, do I love my wrestling games. Man, the SmackDown was really great. You had, Here Comes the Pain, Just Bring It, and Shut Your Mouth. I just wish that they won for Cena. He was hot that time. What was that? He actually made one. No, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to an episode of Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, we have a fun fact for you. Wrestling games are great, by the way. Do you know that before SmackDown vs. Raw, the first one actually happened, it was actually going to happen. It was going to be a different video game install. Like I said, you got Shut Your Mouth, Just Bring It, and Here Comes the Pain. So they were going to release WWE SmackDown World Life. Apparently was the title name, where it's going to be more of a obviously like the phrase of John Cena. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. They made SmackDown vs. Raw, which became a hell of a trilogy, and I wish they actually would bring her back. With that being said, I'll see you next Friday. Sorry guys for calling you a bitch, but I gotta stay in character. With that being said, see you next week. Peace. Man, I'm so tired. I wish there was something I could actually go and take. What's that? Oh, some coffee? Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Let me just take some of this. So tired. Is this brewed? Instant coffee? Like you just pour it in, just what the hell? That's a thing? Since when? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have well, I didn't realize I actually to go ahead. It's actually water, it's not coffee. Welcome back to Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, it'll be part of Fun Fact for you. The only instant coffee is actually not made, but invented by someone in New Zealand by a man known as, I don't want to butcher his name, David Strang. He's the reason why instant coffee is a thing today's day and age. And I'm not a brewer, I'm an instant coffee person. And that being said, I'll see you next week. Enjoy your coffee if you want to. If you drink coffee, if not, enjoy your beverages. Drink some water, folks. Take care. Peace. The juice is loose. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to an episode of Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, I'll be part of Fun Fact for you. Today's Fun Fact goes to the phone. Do you know the original movie, the 1980s version of Beetlejuice? The character Beetlejuice actually only appeared for roughly estimation 17 minutes, though being the most iconic character, and pretty much the movie being about him. He only appears solo at a time at the whole entire, hour plus every 30 or something like that of the whole entire movie. That being said, I'll see you next Friday for a whole entire episode of Fun Fact Friday. And whatever we do, don't say Beetlejuice 3 times. Oh, wait, already did. Frick. I gotta go. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, I'll be part of Fun Fact for you. Today's Fun Fact goes fun. If you don't know who it's referring to, well, we'll go with this. Do you know that Randy Orton, the current 14-time world champion, the Legend Killer, the Apex Predator, so many nicknames, Mr. RKO, I guess, the 3 most dangerous letters of sports entertainment, RKO. Do you know that he, for those that actually don't know, because there's a freebie, I guess. You know, Randy Orton is actually the youngest world heavyweight champion of all time and has been staring at this exact title for about a gosh darn year this rate. At the moment of this, he's yet to pull the trigger. This was recorded before January 9th, by the way. Anyways, until then, I'll see you guys next week for, I guess, a more Valentine's Day edition of Fun Fact Friday. Until then, take care. Peace. Guys, whatever you do, don't stare at titles for too long. People are gonna get impatient with it. Yeah. There you go, my love. A rose for you. Happy Valentine's Day is what I would say if I actually did have someone to give a rose to. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday, I'll be part of Fun Fact for you. Today's Fun Fact was the following. Did you know that on Valentine's Day, around the time of Valentine's Day, a roughly estimation of $20 billion, not more, is spent around stuff that are related to Valentine's Day, such as dinners, gifts, and jewelry, and other such things that relate to it, which makes it the second most expensive day that people buy stuff around the time frame behind Christmas. No wonder what the folks are broke. Actually, everyone's broke. And then again, this economy's kind of broke. Anyway, that being said, enough about money. Let's not worry about it. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, get someone to celebrate with. Hope you enjoy it. Stay safe. Until then, I'll see you next week for a whole episode of Fun Fact Friday. Until then, take care. Peace. I don't got a rose to give to you. Sorry. Peace. Alright, folks. Today is a major surgery. Remember, we're going to take a good amount of this person's organs. Dr. Brown, remember, you got everything all stable? You got everything good? Alright, perfect. Dr. Murphy, you got an suction? Alright, ready to make the incision, right? Alright, ready? In 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, probably taking my goggles. Surgery is already done. Welcome back to an episode of Fun Fact Friday. We're going with medical, folks. Did you know the human body can actually go ahead and live without their spleen, their appendix, a large amount of their liver, because it actually does regenerate, a lung, a kidney, and their appendix? They can live a lot without with some of those organs, which really where a lung is really crazy. Anyways, with that being said, I'll see you next Friday, a whole episode of Fun Fact Friday. Until then, take care. And if you ever had surgery, let me know how it went. Till then, peace. What's that sound like? You said Poland's turning 30 years old today on February 27, 2026? What are you talking about? Poland started back in February of 1996 and it's 2020. Oh, crap. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Fun Fact Friday. So Friday, put a fun fact for you. Today's fun fact goes the following. Since it's 30 years of Pokemon, I was going to say the following. I already said something about Pokemon. I want to go and say something new. Do you know that Bryden was actually the first Pokemon that was actually created for the concept? Bulbasaur wasn't the first one. The only Pokedex is number 1 is actually Rhydon. After Rhydon, they decided to go ahead and make different mons from there on out. And with that being said, Sagas on my shoulder. We'll see you next week. Take care. If you celebrate Pokemon or you like Pokemon, 30 years, here we go. It's going great, I guess, some form. Whatever. I still enjoy here and there. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace. I got an idea. Why don't we go ahead and try to spell, or try to go and change the spell on some things that already are written already, you know? We're going to change the metric system already. I want to go and change the spelling as well. A few things, you know, a few words. Want to go ahead. It's not going to hurt anyone, is it? Change a few words. I mean, listen, if it's not baloney, because every single time I look at that word, it looks like bologna. If it's not baloney, then, you know, don't touch anything that's right. Or some other words, like quinoa. You know? Honestly, I don't think it's a good idea to do something like that. You know, who would do such a thing? What would that even happen? Would that even happen? Would it? And yes, it has. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to an episode of Fun Fact Friday. Every single Friday will be a fun fact for you. We're in March now. Did you know that in the United States of America, for some odd reason, unlike Canada, England, some other English-speaking countries, they decide to go in and drop the U in some of the words, such as labor, valor, and color, so on and so forth. So instead of spelling color COLOUR like they do in England and Canada, we spell right here COLOR. We really go ahead and drop the U and get straight to the point. In other words, a lot of people, America. And with that being said, I'll see you next time for Fun Fact Friday. Until then, take care. Peace.